Imagine only having one license. Do we have one license for driver's license and you have to change every state? Well, imagine having one nursing license and you could work anywhere. Wouldn't it be nice? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about compact states working nurses. This time of the year they looking pretty good and they blooming, so I'm happy about that. And excuse the grass, it need cutting. So I wanted to come out to see what's to take the sunshine. I call it my happy shine. And before I start, we're going to talk about compact state. And I see the dog love the sunshine. We're going to talk about compact state, working in a compact state. What does that mean? But before I elaborate on the topic or talk or discuss it with you, I want to say once again, I'm grateful. I'm thanking you. You have come through, nurses. You have support me, ASMR. I tried it. I don't know if I'll continue it because it's not something. It's like I was just doing something out of my comfort zone. And I like it a little, but I'm not sure where it's going. I don't think it's right for me at this time for my audience. And at this time, I might just deal with what I have and try to think of something else. I have a lot of topics coming up. I want to talk about and talk to. I had gone to an occasion, support some kids, and I met a lot of families, and I met some nurses who are retired from nursing. They're not old now. They're pretty young, and they decided that nursing is not for them. They've worked their time. They did their time as a nurse. One is fairly young. She had started a business, a very profitable business here in the Atlanta area. She's doing well. And we talked about when she started out. And I want to interview those people on my blog, those nurses that I connect with that day. And we're going to try to arrange it so we can get an interview, because I want you to see that you might think that nursing is the only career. I've spent all this money and I spent all the time, and now I'm in nursing and I do not like nursing. What do I do? And I might think of my progress, what I'm doing behind the scene when I'm not in nursing, when I'm sitting home like everyone thinks. So I wanted to bring that to you, and any ideas, any comments you have for me, just leave it in the comment and I'll do a video and explain it to you. So, nurses working in a compact state. What is a compact state? Imagine having one license and you get to work everywhere. So, compact state is quite a few states come together and decided that we can have one license for the nurse. And I'm speaking about RN because I have to do some more research about LPN. I think it's the same way too. But for this discussion, it's about RN. That we can have one RN license and I could travel all over. Being a travel nurse, that's good enough for me because I only have to pay one fee. And so because I am in Atlanta, Georgia, I am in a compact state. Prior to that, maybe a few years, which I do have, I have tons of license for every state and that I travel in. And now I have a compact state, meaning I just pay an extra fee. They do a background check, make sure everything is legit, because all the other state want to make sure they're getting a good nurse, good background. She's said she goes to a nursing school and practicing, and they give you a compact license. It might be a license on your license. If you're in Georgia, it says ENLC. That means you can work in Arizona, you could work in the southern states. Some of them you cannot work in New York, you cannot work in Massachusetts, you cannot work in Ohio, and you cannot work in Pennsylvania and other states. So there's a multiple license, which is a compact state. I can work in those states, group of states that agree to come up with this program, that the trained nurse from whatever her primary state that is participating in the program, a compact state, I can go to those states with my Georgia license. Now they have a single license. I came from Pennsylvania. I told you, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So when I came into Atlanta, I already had a Pennsylvania license because that's my original license. You always want to keep your original license. The license that you went to school with, the license, the state that you went to school and you took the boards, wherever you take your boards, that's your original license. And make sure you keep that up to date. What I really want you to think about, okay, I have a compact license, Patrice. I can work all over based on that particular state. Incidentally, if you cannot have, the reason New York doesn't participate, Pennsylvania and Ohio and Massachusetts, and maybe Minnesota, but don't take my word for it. You can go online and look at the compact states, and it will tell you which one is participate. Those single state, which is Pennsylvania, I said, and New York, you have to get a license for that state. What I want you to take away from this message or this video, just because you have a compact license in Atlanta, for example, and you go to all those states, your primary compact state is responsible. When you go out there, I go to Arizona, you still have to follow the rules of the particular state. In other words, and I don't know yet, maybe somebody can let me know, as far as the CEU, you still make sure you keep up your CEU. I've been keeping it up in every other state, unless they told me that whatever my CEU in my compact state, which is Atlanta, will carry me all over. But I've been doing them all because I have all those licenses at one point until I became a compact state. I recently had Maryland, and they just became compact, so now I don't have to renew my single license. And that's another thing. It alleviates you from renewing, paying that $200, that $100 fee to all these states that's you might have just working there one day as a travel nurse, and you got to keep up those licenses. So my Georgia license can takes me to Maryland, because Maryland just became a compact state. Virginia, I think, is a compact state. Washington, D.C. is not a compact state. So what I'm trying to say here is, just because Georgia is a compact state and I'm going to work, maybe, let's say Arizona, I'm going to Arizona to work, I still keep up my CEU until they tell me that CEU is not required anymore. You just have to have a CEU for Georgia, and it covers all those states that are compact. So I will keep that note, and I'll research it if we gonna have to stop, because that's also less fees The not having that many license is a decrease in fee that you have to dish out. And so that's something to think about, the CEU. Just keep it up for now until you hear further, because you don't want anything. And you need to be aware that whatever you do in those other states, just because your license is in Georgia and you're working in all those compact states, whatever you do in that state, it will ruin everything that you have achieved in Georgia or any other state. It's like a chain reaction. So protect what I say, protect your license. Don't give it to them unless you're ready to give it up. So how do I know? You can tell. I know somebody's going to ask me, how do I know if I have a compact license? Before, my license wasn't, I think I paid $50 extra to have the Georgia compact license. It's not just given to you. You have to apply to have a compact license. Georgia working and just only can work in Georgia. But you have to go to another step with the Board of Nursing in Georgia, because that's where you live. That's your primary state, is where you live. That's where you're compact. If you live in Arizona, that's your primary state where you live. So your compact state will be Arizona. And you have to apply to have a compact license. Something totally different. They do fingerprint, live scan, and do all the necessary paperwork. And then it takes a couple weeks, and then you'll get your compact license. On your license, it will say ENLC, that you have that compact license, because that's what Arizona is gonna look. If they look at me in Arizona, they'll say, "Oh, she don't have a license." Because I didn't renew my license. But now that I have a compact license, I can work in their state. So that's really a requirement that you need to know. It's not something that's automatically given to you. You have to apply, and there's a fee. It's what else I wanted to say about the compact? We talked about the CEU, working in a single state. Like, I have a Pennsylvania license. Keep up your single state license, because you never know when they might join. I can't imagine seeing that Pennsylvania will become a compact state. I didn't think Maryland was, but they did. New York, Ohio. I feel like that border nursing is more like a money thing. They get that big, but California is not a compact state. So you need to know that. So you would have to apply individually for that license. I want to say it does have compact state for LPN too. Another thing you should know, that okay, I'm living in Georgia and I'm thinking about going back to Pennsylvania. Once I go back to Pennsylvania and I reside, my address is permanently Pennsylvania, I lost that compact from Georgia. So you need to know that. My primary residency now is in a single state. And so I will only have a single state license for Georgia. The compact wouldn't help me anymore. I've heard, and I don't know how true is that. I don't know if that's legal. I've worked with nurses who are saying that you could use your compact state. When I didn't know anything about compact state, they were traveling and they live in California, but they said at one point they had a compact license in Arizona and they were still, utilizing that. I don't know how that worked. Maybe someone could tell me. I thought if you don't live there, you're living in another state, you live in a single state, you can't use it as a compact license. But clarify with me. But don't forget, keep up your CEU. One license. I like that. I think I do because every November, they do it on your birthday, the Board of Nursing. They ask you to renew. Can you imagine having like over 30 plus license to renew on my birthday, before my birthday? Because if it expire, it's going to take you forever. And we're going to talk about what happened if you expire your license and how many, and they want you to take classes, and some state want you to take classes and do all the mess just to get back that one license. New Jersey was a long road, but I finally got back my New Jersey license. Not because I did anything, but I let it lapse. I didn't renew it. Didn't think I would go back to Jersey to work. And a travel assignment came up and I wanted to go to Jersey. It always happened. When you don't have any money, you ever thought about that? When you don't have any money, you see everything in the store you want. And as soon as you have money, you don't see anything. Well, it happened that I wanted to go on this travel assignment in Jersey and I didn't have the license because I let it, slip. I let it lapse. And to renew it, it would cost so much money. And I got lucky because one agency paid for everything for me and was able to renew, but I didn't get to go to the assignment, and it took a long time to get that license renewed. But it is renewed, and believe me, I'm paying that fee faithfully on my birthday, before my birthday, paying all the fees so that I could keep it up. I'm not going to lose any license. I just got Ohio now. There were some that I didn't renew, like Maine, which is easy, Michigan, all those places are easy to get the license back. So keep up your license. If you work in a compact state, remember this. I don't know of anything that says anything about the CEU. So don't stop your CEU. Keep it up because you don't want problems. And you should know that whatever you do in another state, it trickle down into your primary state. And you may lose your license for something slight that you didn't imagine because they tell each other. They tell each other. So if you think about that, be safe, nurses. And I want to leave this with saying that let me know. I want to know what's on your mind, what you would like to hear